He's already in the live chat.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
He's ready to go. And we're live. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, the premier podcast of Wednesday nights. All right.
Who's up?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited to be
Dilly.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with our returning guest, Matt from NOLA Nerdcast of SDGC. Matt, what is going on, man? And there's Saki.
I got a Saki with. There's a Saki with me. You can't have me apparently without a sock puppet.
No, you cannot.
You complete me.
Yeah, man. It used to be about you, man.
I know it used to be, but I know what I'm good for now, and I'm just a vehicle for Saki appearances.
Pretty much.
Delightful.
No, but I'm good as always. It's a pleasure to be here. I quite enjoy all of you. You guys are good peeps.
Thank you.
You keep my Twitter feed fun, so it is my pleasure to. And it works out because usually it's hard for me to be on your show because the NOLA Nerdcast airs concurrently with you guys. But I don't know if you can see in the background, but I got a lot of moving boxes and stuff. We had to cancel the show because I am moving Friday, and my co-host is super sick, so it actually worked out. You know, no NOLA Nerdcast, but you get me on your show, and I think that's all anyone ever wants. You know.
It's like Sesame Street going off the rails.
Actually, feel like, oh man, Whoever watched, remember that one Dave Chappelle skit where it was
man.
Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can we ask Saki what's a better series or what's a better franchise?
What's a better franchise, Saki? Let's get the Saki hot take here.
Yeah, let's get a Saki hot take. Super Lucky's Tale or Mario Brothers?
Mario, the only one I played.
There you go. Although I will point out that Saki is not a fan of Mario Odyssey because Saki feels it is racist to have a hat and not a sock.
I got
So Saki's holding out for Mario Odyssey 2 where Mario just throws his socks on people, but you know, what you gonna do? Is
Saki gonna pick up Dark Souls Remastered?
Saki is not, but Saki will. Saki will mock me on Twitch as I stream and fail. Every time I fail, because that's what Saki did during Bloodborne. Every time I died, Saki would just be sitting there sipping whiskey and going, "Why do you suck so much?" Because that's what true love is. It's support through thick and thin. And that's what I've got with a sock puppet, apparently. Hashtag Saki bless.
Saki bless. I love that Saki drinks whiskey.
Oh, I'm sorry, bourbon.
Bourbon.
I'm so sorry. Bourbon neat with a single ice cube. I guess that would just be on the rocks. I don't know. I counted neat. It's did you know? I'll save it for PAX. But did you know that there are now children of Saki out in the world?
I did not know this.
Yes, I'll get into it when we get into the PAX East talk. But there are now sons of Saki. 6 sons of Saki out in the world.
Oh my goodness.
We gave them out as gifts to people at PAX East. They got their own baby Saki.
Was Saki kind of a big hit at PAX East?
Oh God, yes.
Of course I was.
Actually, shockingly so. I was unaware of how many people knew what Saki was. Until I presented it to people, and they were like, "Oh my God, I need to get a picture of me and this fucking sock puppet." It was so, I'll just say one of the people that got it was the new host and producer of IGN.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she used to be on BuzzFeed, and she had just started Monday.
So Saki is big time now.
I was unaware.
You guys got it right.
But the answer is yes.
This is hilarious.
So, there's that going on now. Okay.
All right. Well, hashtag Saki bless. It's always great.
Saki bless. All right. Anyway, please. Fonz is the other guest, right? Let's pass it
what's
all
up,
over to him. Let's see what's up.
Hey, what's up?
Jay's like,
Come on, Fonz. That's all we get.
come on, Fonz. Come on.
right.
What's up,
Hey,
man? It's good to have you back, man.
Hey, there's not much to say. Like, I'm glad to be here. Of course, I love hanging out with Enrique, Eric, and B Money here, on a Wednesday, and when I can get the chance to. So yeah, I had the chance, and I'm here. I want to talk about this PAX East stuff and God of War and things like that. Exciting!
Yeah,
I can't
man.
wait for God of War.
Yeah, me too, man. It's upon us next week, and we get reviews tomorrow, so we'll talk about.
Already got it prepaid, ready to go.
Is that Saki's car alarm?
Uh-oh.
No, Saki
Oh,
doesn't.
it sounds like somebody's getting jacked next door to my house.
Live from Coral Gables.
Those Florida nights, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You are from Florida, so there's a 90% chance your car is being stolen.
Right.
Oh, and there's one thing I needed to do because people need to know. Captain Neutral is back.
Oh,
There we go. I like that.
That's actually really impressive.
yeah, man.
Jay, can we get another Captain Neutral's back? One more time?
Captain Neutral is back.
I love that. Saki approves.
Oh
All right, why don't we get to PAX East? So PAX East was last week, and it was really cool to see John, Mr. Negative, on some of these panels, especially the Dark Souls one. That was actually really cool. And
I live streamed the whole thing.
yeah,
I was watching the live stream.
That was my amazing camera work.
yeah, I liked how you would like pan back yourself in the crowd.
Well, it was less me and more to show the crowd's reaction at certain points. But no, it was fun. And then John and I actually got tagged to be in an interview about Bandai Namco's Code Vein game.
I saw that.
So we're gonna be in the two of us will be in a sizzle reel of hot takes from the audience about their new game. So
let me ask you, what? So I asked John, like I asked him about Code Vein today. I said, John, how was Code Vein? And he's like, fucking awesome. And
that's because
so,
it was.
yeah,
Well, it's anime weeaboo bullshit merged with the greatness of Dark Souls gameplay.
ooh,
And that's 100% my aesthetic. Because I mean, for most people, really like Bandai published all the Dark Souls games, so now they're just making their own.
Yeah,
I might want to add that to B Money's favorite publisher this console gen.
it is, man.
Look,
Bandai's been killing it.
Is killing it this generation. It's insane.
And I feel like they kind of fly under the radar a little bit. And I could be wrong, but I just feel like a lot of people don't talk about them as much. I mean, obviously we know about the Souls series, but I mean they put out some other games outside of Souls.
Yeah, they put out a lot of different
yeah.
games. I mean, if you take away their anime stuff, they still put out a lot of different things like Ace Combat, Tekken 7, all that
Soul
stuff.
Calibur.
Oh yeah. Oh, Soul Calibur was at the show and it was beautiful.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm jealous. How was Soul Calibur? Like, was it? Now, did you see it or did you get a chance to play it too?
Oh, I played it.
Was it very nice?
So I played the two different. One quick question, Fonz, were you also at PAX?
No.
Okay, you said you wanted to talk about PAX stuff. I thought you were. I didn't want to like jump in and overtake you.
No, I wasn't here. I wish.
There was two different demos of Soul Calibur 6. There was the one at the Bandai booth, and then there was the one at the PlayStation booth. So you had two different chances to play it. It's oh my god, it's smooth. That's the best thing I can say. I mean, it's still a demo, but it felt like a polished, finished product. And I sucked at it. That's the final verdict, because I was garbage at it, but I only had like 2 chances to try it out. But it didn't matter, because as I was getting my ass kicked, I was going like, man, this is this is real pretty. I've never gotten my ass kicked and had it look so pretty.
So that's good. That's good. That's so that game comes out when? Next
There is no release date
No
for
release
it yet, I don't think.
I thought for some reason it was coming out next
Maybe,
year.
It's probably gonna come out in June.
No, just
or something like
2018. If I was a betting man, I'd say it's an October game.
Mm-hmm. B-Money, you thought it might come out in June?
Yeah, I thought it'd probably come out sooner, especially around like Evo time.
Yeah,
Makes
but
sense.
they wouldn't release a game if it was like they'll probably have it be part of next year's Evo.
Yeah, I know.
If it comes out in June, it won't be out in time for Evo, and they wouldn't want it to be overshadowed by the actual event of Evo. So who knows?
Gotcha.
I'd say it's more an October game, mostly based on the fact that the other Soul Calibur games came out in October.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. They did come out in October. So if you compare to PAX East, just real quick in terms of like crowd size, because I know you guys were there last year.
Yeah.
Was it a bigger crowd this year than last?
Oh yeah. It was massive, but the show is bigger too.
Mhm.
That's the first time they did 4-day.
The event to be open to it, and it was nice, but it was like massive. But for some reason, even though Saturday was the biggest day, that was also the day that where all the panels were going on with all the different big games and everything. So the actual show floor felt less congested because everyone was at the panels. But
Gotcha.
overall, I mean, if you wanted to play a game and it was a big game, you were if you wanted to get into the big three, Microsoft's booth, PlayStation's booth, Nintendo's booth, you were going to be sacrificing a chunk of your day to go there.
Mhm.
Anywhere else was little to no wait because
wow.
they kept it moving.
So let me ask you something, Matt. What was the one game that kind of stood out for you?
Okay, that's easy. I actually, I'm doing a write up about this soon. It's a game that normally wouldn't be a big draw for a demo because it's kind of slower. It's a game called Disco Elysium.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 70s sci-fi, like Blade Runner-esque detective RPG. It plays like Pillars of Eternity or what's the word I'm looking for? What's that game that came out? Big RPG of last year. It was a sequel.
Big RPG last year.
PC
Sequel.
only.
Oh, I don't know. You got me on that one, man.
Talking about Divinity Original Sin.
Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah.
It plays like that, but in a contemporary setting, and it's got like the most ridiculously smart and funny writing, and it's weird and creepy, and I was like sucked into it, and there was no time limit on the demo, and by the time I finished, an hour had gone, and I didn't even realize it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not your traditional like game of the show type thing, but it blew me away, and it went from a game I'd never heard of ever to top of my like to-do list. It was ridiculous.
And what is this? Is this game also? Is it coming out on consoles too, or is it just PC?
PC, I believe, first, and then consoles.
Okay.
And then, of course, the next best game is a game that everyone's pretty much seen by now. It's The Messenger.
Yes.
And everything.
Hey,
Game.
Eric. I'm sorry, man. Eric, what's going on in your neighborhood, man?
I don't know. I think there's a little bit of break yourself food going on out there.
Mama. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead, man.
No. The Messenger is amazing. It's everything that you thought it would be based on the trailer. It's like the spiritual successor to Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi.
It looks just like Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And the switch between 8 and 16-bit is such a cool mechanic because there's certain things you can do in the 8-bit world that you can't do in the 16-bit world, and vice versa.
Nice.
And so you know what it reminds me of? Remember Guacamelee?
Yes.
How you switch between the dark and light worlds?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Okay.
And speaking of Guacamelee 2 was incredible. 4-player, the demos all had 4-player co-op stations. That game was a blast.
Nice.
So The Messenger, I just want to go back to that because that's one of the games that I have, like, the Iron Lords are the ones that, big shout out to the Iron Lords podcast. Lord, Kai Batsu's in the live chat. What's up, Kai Batsu? And by the way, quick shout out to everyone in the live chat. Want to thank you guys for stopping in again tonight and hanging out with us, just shooting the shit and talking video games. So thanks everyone. But so the Iron Lords are the ones that initially introduced me to this game because I had no idea that this game was even coming out. We got into a conversation about Ninja Gaiden, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're a Ninja Gaiden fan." I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like Ninja Gaiden, the NES was amazing, and I got turned on to The Messenger, and when I saw it at PAX, I was like, "Oh my god, this game is This game's awesome.
Yeah, no, they had it exclusively at the Nintendo booth, but then they also had their own booth because I guess it's just they partnered with Nintendo for most of their marketing. But man, they had it running on every system, so you could get it on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch, and it plays so nicely on all of them.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably going to be I don't know. I thought about getting on the Switch.
Yeah,
I'll probably
probably
get the
Switch
Switch
for me.
because why not? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very weird with why I pick different games to be on different ones, but the playing it on the Switch because that's where they had the bulk of their demos. It just felt so right and good.
Yeah, I could see that. Another game that I was kind of interested in, and I know I talked to I don't know if you guys ran to Mike Inferno from Four Guys to Quarters.
I tried to. We ran into him last year, and that was the first time I met him. But I did not run into him this year, even though I tried.
Okay, cool. He was playing. He had some really good things to say about State of Decay 2. Did you guys get to try that out?
I did not on purpose. I guess for the same reason I didn't play Detroit in the PlayStation booth is the same reason I didn't play State of Decay. Because the lines for those games were massive and they were both coming out next month, and I already knew I was going to buy both of them. So I guess I didn't feel the need to waste like 4 hours to play it.
Sure.
But I watched people play and everyone seemed to have a blast. State of Decay 2 was the critical darling of the Xbox booth.
All right, that's good. That's good to hear. I mean, like Inferno had some really good things to say about it. I'm just curious. It's one of the games that I'm picking up too on Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
and probably picking up Detroit as well. So, God, what a great like next couple like weeks for.
Man, May is going to be a great month.
This year is going to be phenomenal for gaming for me anyway. I've got so many games that I want to pick up.
Oh, you're 100% right. I thought 2017 couldn't be beat, but 2018 is doing its best to prove me wrong.
2018 is going to outshine 2017.
Yeah, definitely for me. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll co-sign on that.
I don't know. Some of these games are garbage.
Oh, shut up.
I just like
the only thing that's like jacked up about it is like time. There's like no extra time.
Yeah, there's no
time.
Yeah, that's,
that's
the problem I'm having right now.
As soon as as soon as I finish one game, I'm on to the next. I'm just then another game comes out, and then another game is going to come out. It's just crazy. This year is going to be nuts with the wallet,
Yeah, and then Jay, there's still stuff that hasn't really been announced.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be hidden too,
Yeah, then we get like you get like those Nintendo Directs, and they'll announce something that's coming out that you weren't really aware of, or you may have had an inclination that it was coming out, and they give you a release date. You're like, oh, there's another game you want to get.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing.
You get into all these like games that you want to play that are 100+ hours long, and man, it's just, especially if you're like me, you do everything in them. It's rough.
Yeah, I can't. I only wish I had the time, man. I can't do everything, and as many games as I play, I can't do everything. I wish I could. I really do. There's so many games that like I haven't done. Like I haven't even gone back to like the Witcher 3 DLCs, and they are superb from what I understand. So I just don't have the time to do it. So, what other anything else that kind of stood out at PAX East?
Actually, yeah. What I like about PAX is because it's a show that's mostly about indie games. Like the bigger games are there, but it's mostly about the indie stuff. You get to experience like a lot of things you've never even heard of. So there's this game. All right, who remembers Obsidian, the makers of Fallout New Vegas, when they came out with that 360 RPG Alpha Protocol? It was like Knights of the Old Republic, but as a spy game. Yeah. So they have a new game, not them, but another studio is doing like a spiritual successor to Alpha Protocol, but mixed with XCOM.
Oh.
And it's called the Phantom Doctrine. And it's basically like a spy-based Cold War game done in an XCOM style. And it blew my mind. It was ridiculous.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that myself. I was seeing part of that on YouTube, and that game does look cool.
Yeah. Man, that's what I love about PAX, is moments where you go from what is this game? I've never heard of it to holy crap, I need this in my life.
Lots of people were actually putting that on their best of show list.
It's in my top 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird. Most of my top games were like slower paced stuff this year.
Guys,
Normally, I am gravitated towards like the Messenger style, like more action based stuff. But man, good times.
Yeah, you know what? I got to get up to PAX East. I keep saying that, but I said last year I'd go up this year. I didn't go this year.
But
Maybe.
I mean, the thing is, with the show, you can at least apply for press passes, and if it works, then you partner up with someone in a room with them. It ends up being a lot more affordable that way.
Yeah, who wants a room with me?
Not me though.
All right,
Anybody but me.
all right. I got a big no from Eric and B, and they're just silent.
Yeah. Like, nah.
I'm good, man. I'm good. But by the way, the hype's already started. I just saw a commercial for God of War.
I mean, that's to be expected, right? It comes out in about a week.
Yeah, next Friday.
Reviews, aren't they coming out tomorrow?
Yep.
Yes, reviews do come out tomorrow.
What time did they hit?
I don't know. They're gonna. I'm just preparing.
Game Informer said midnight.
Oh,
I believe that. Sony is very bullish on this game.
I feel like the earlier people release their reviews embargoes, the more confident they are in it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm sure I'm sure they've done like focus testing, and they pretty much have an idea of.
I'm pretty sure from the previews that they got. You know, of course, it's God of War, and this change in focus and the new direction of the game is going to turn some people off. It's not going to be for everyone, especially. I believe the more hardcore you were into the old method, the less you'll be into this. But I'm just of the mind to give it a shot, regardless. And the fact that everyone that's touched it, even though they're under embargo, has been like very emphatic, like, "Oh my God, you know, I wish I could tell you about this, but I can't."
Mm-hmm.
It's just good, you know. Makes me happy. I want games like this to succeed and be good. So cool.
Yeah, I welcome the change, because after playing Ascension, I was kind of like tired of that formula.
But you can't chill,
man.
And yeah, I was just like, so. And then I don't know. We said actually on one of the podcasts that, you know, kind of feel like Sony's getting behind this game in a big way, because considering that they really didn't even want to go back to God of War, you know, and so now you've been seeing it everywhere. They plastered billboards everywhere. You know, they took over arenas. And I also kind of feel like when they dig deep into doing like a special edition, 2 special editions, and everything else, it's like I kind of feel like they felt like they have something really special on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Question for Fonz.
What's up?
In regards to, I mean, this is my first real encounter with you on the interwebs. So, what's your take on God of War?
Oh, God of War. Look, it's a great franchise. This new one coming out, you know, the departure from the original series, you know, and the way we used to play the game, the mechanics are totally different now. So that had me on edge at first, I'll admit. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be the right move for them. But the more I've seen of the story, the more I've seen of the gameplay, I'm hooked already, man. I can't wait for it to come out, because this is my type of game. I love storied games. I love, you know, the compelling stories and stuff. As I get older, that's what I gravitate more towards, is these single player story compelling games. That's what I like. I do like multiplayer games, though. I like to have fun with friends online, but at the end of the day, man, like, these are the type of games that usually stick with me the longest. For instance, my favorite games of all time, Red Dead Redemption, because of the story, and then The Last of Us, amazing. Both of those games, my top 2 of all time.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, Jay.
You know what I think the coolest thing about this God of War is, that a lot of people aren't talking about, but I think it needs to be commended, is the fact that everything we've ever seen about this game seems to be from the very beginning. Fighting those same like 2 types of enemies.
Yep.
We don't know anything about the story. We haven't even seen a god yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We haven't.
Like, we don't know what the hell is going to happen. We know Norse gods are in it, but you haven't seen Odin. We haven't seen Thor. We haven't seen anybody. So much of this game has been kept under wraps, and so little has been spoiled that I feel like playing it will actually be a delight because I have no idea what to expect.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Great point. Yeah. Especially in today's culture where everything is like, join us for 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 2 hours.
First 3 hours, and it's always been the same.
Yeah. It's like you're always being hit over the head with like all the information,
And Eric brought up a good point. I believe it was Eric that talked about how Ascension kind of like wore him out on the franchise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I really want to commend them for, because God of War and Gears of War both were killing it last gen, and they both came out with that one game that kind of proved to us that we were over it. It was Gears of War Judgment and God of War Ascension. They both came out like within months of each other, and they both were the versions of the game that were only being made to like have a game out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that God of War is trying to mix it up. Because Gears of War was really fun, but it also was just more of Gears of War. I'm really hoping Gears of War 5 gives it that breath of fresh air, because whether or not it's good or bad, whether people adapt to it or not, we need to change some stuff up.
Yeah.
I agree with what Matthew is saying 125% here. Gears of War 4 is a great game. It's good. It's solid. It had a decent story, but the mechanics, like, it never changed since the very first. It feels like the very first God of War to me. And I mean, Gears of War. And something needs to be done there with the mechanics. They need to freshen this up. He's
can't say that, Jay.
It does need freshening up, man.
You're gonna offend a lot of people if you say something.
Oh no, I've said that before on other podcasts. I'm just.
No, I know.
Hey, here's the thing about me, guys. Matthew, you don't know me very much, but I'm a very opinionated person. And when it comes to gaming, I've been in this hobby for 35 plus years, 36 years now. I gotta stop saying 35 plus. It's 36 already, okay? I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen the changes in the industry. I've seen everything happen right before my eyes. I was there, okay? Like many of you here, I was there. We lived this stuff. And you know what? I like the progression that these games are going to, and I like change sometimes, but there's certain things that people, maybe they started playing games back in the 360 era or the, PS2 era. I don't know. But some of these guys, they're so young and they start playing these games. They may have started on, number 2 or whatever of the game. And they really haven't been, they haven't felt that stagnation of some of these games. And I think they have to understand, man, that sometimes you do need that. You do need change in these games. And that's definitely one franchise I would like to see it mixed up a bit. Throw in some extra mechanics there at least. Do something different. Something.
I think we'll see that with 5. I do.
They did.
I think so.
I think they were able to throw in. They've like vaulted over the like crates and stuff.
Yeah, you could kick somebody over the crate and
yeah, that was it. But come on, it's still the same.
No, I think this E3 is going to be huge for Microsoft. I think we're going to see teases for Gears 5 and Halo 6 on top of all their major third-party partnerships. I don't know what I'm basing it off of, but I would not be surprised if we got teases for both of those games.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out and say it, though, about Gears of War 5. I don't think the mechanics are going to change at all. I think it's going to be the same thing. I think they're going to continue with that formula. And you know what? While I'll still play it and I might, enjoy it, because I enjoyed 4, I did. It's kind of stale. It just feels that way. But I don't think they're going to change it. I really don't.
Yeah. Guys, I kind of want to circle back to God of War, and we can actually get back into the Microsoft thing because we're going to talk about Microsoft. As one of our topics this evening in terms of inside Xbox, and we can get back into some of the games and stuff with them. But I do want to go back to God of War because it's, obviously the next. I mean, this is a big release for Sony. It's probably one of the biggest game releases this year, maybe this console gen. And I think what you guys were touching upon in terms of them changing up the mechanics and the need for change. And you gotta commend Sony Santa Monica for taking a creative risk. I mean, because that's what it is. and for all intents and purposes, at least for what we've seen, they seem to execute on really, delivering a different kind of experience with still kind of, holding, somewhat to the roots of the God of War series. The one thing I immediately, the brutality is still there. That's the one thing I immediately noticed, right? Remember when they leaked that 10-minute gameplay clip? The brutality is still there. I mean, and Kratos is still a badass, and maybe he doesn't jump anymore like he used to, which I don't think's a big deal or deal killer for me at least. But a lot of the brutality and it's interesting, like introducing his son into the gameplay now. If you guys remember where Kratos is fighting that big, I don't know what it was, like an ogre or something.
The troll.
Was it a troll? Okay. Yeah, big troll. You remember like he could command his son to like attack the troll to distract him, or Kratos could then like do it, like attack him. And so I thought it was kind of interesting. Like there's this kind of new dynamic in terms of the combat there. And then obviously we saw some of those RPG elements in the leak trailer. So I'm assuming this is a day one purchase for everyone here on the panel.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah. Is anyone going to go out and buy the PlayStation 4 Pro customized edition?
I actually am one of the ones that don't think it looks that bad, but I'm holding out for a Spider-Man one.
I hear that, man. I don't blame you.
I'm currently rocking the Uncharted 4 PlayStation base, and I've held off on a Pro because I just bought a 1X. And I'm like, you know what? I want to wait for that. I have a feeling that we'll get that Spider-Man Pro. It's in my bones.
What if it's red?
I want it to be red. I need it to be red.
I hope it is. I hope it's actually. I hope like the little light bar across the console.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's what's like the red and blue of the costume, and then we got the Spider-Man symbol on it. I don't know. Who knows? No matter what special edition is ever announced, half the people are going to say it's ugly, and the other half are going to say it's great.
I mean, let's be honest. Sony makes some of the ugliest consoles.
Oh yeah, look, the Star Wars Battlefront consoles, both of them have been atrocious.
Yeah. Well, to me, the God of War one is one of the ugliest I've seen. I mean,
yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
It looks like somebody gave their 6-year-old daughter stickers and said, "Make something for me," and that's what they came up with.
Eric's your daughter designing consoles for Sony now?
Hey, it wouldn't look like that. Daddy's a designer. I'm like, oh, get back in there. She's pretty lethal with those stickers, man. She might have hooked it up.
Yeah, right.
They had the Call of Duty World War II console that had the camo from the
that was such a. I was like, really?
Vietnam era. It wasn't the right camo for that time period.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't the right camo. They might as well just slap digital camo in there for.
It's honestly like a slap in the face. It's like, what is this? Terrible.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. But you got to imagine that if there is a Spider-Man.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Chat is appreciating my luxurious chest hair, and I just want to take a moment to accentuate it for them, to let them know that I am here for them, and this is my gift to you, chat. You're welcome.
That's irrelevant, Native. I think he may be jealous that he doesn't have any chest hair.
He's still going through puberty. Give him a break.
Yeah, if you ever heard Irrelevant on a podcast, his voice still cracks.
I don't think I have. I need to start listening to more podcasts.
Yeah, no, Irrelevant's a good. He's that guy. He likes just to bust everyone's chops. He's a good dude. So he said natives aren't very hairy. All right, so
Relevant's crazy.
You got to imagine though that Sony wouldn't mess up because I can't imagine a Spider-Man bundle would be that difficult to make. Like you can make it red, you can put like the Spidey symbol on top of it, and that's it, right?
They'll find a way. They'll find a way to screw it up. I'll still buy it.
I hope they don't find a way to screw it up. I'm trying to figure out how do you screw up Spider-Man or Spider-Man console.
You know what? I think they might not mess this one up.
Oh, I know how you can mess it up.
Actually, I was going to say they wouldn't mess it up because Marvel and Disney would have to okay it, but then they also okayed the Star Wars Battlefront one, so never mind.
Exactly.
You know what you could do? You could put Peter Parker's face from the game on the top of that console. That'll screw it up.
Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire dancing as he walks down the street.
Oh no.
No, I just think that Peter Parker in the game just looks goofy as hell. There's something not right about him.
Yeah.
Or they could put Aunt May there, the old one, not the Marissa Tomei one. Although
I think if you just keep it simple, make it red, keep like the spider logo on the top or something like that.
That'd be beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, minimalist.
But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're going to put little mini spiders all over it. Like they're going to make it look like spiders are crawling all over the console.
It's going to say "Thwip" across the top.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're onto something, man. I think you're right. I think Sony should start selling these customized consoles like McDonald's does with Happy Meals.
I told you, man. Just put the stickers in the box. Say go for it. However you want to do it.
Have it your way.
No. That's something Nintendo would do, guys.
Yeah.
Not PlayStation.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. So, well, tomorrow should be an interesting day. I'm sure that the fanboys are going to have at it tomorrow. So I'm going to sit back, grab my popcorn, and enjoy Twitter.
No, I think I might just mute the word God of War at that point. I can't do that.
I think it's going to come out with some very high scores, guys.
I think here's what's going to happen. It's what happens with every high-profile game now is that the majority of places are going to rock it with great scores.
Yep.
And they're going to have one or two places that, for click purposes, are going to be like, "This game sucks." 2 out of 10. And it'll probably be accompanied with a video. There'll be 3 threads on NeoGAF and Reset Era, and everyone will like lose their mind, and then 10 days later, no one will remember because they're too busy playing the goddamn game.
Facts. No, you're right. I agree 110%, man.
It happens every time. And sure, some people might legitimately just not like the game, especially with the new direction. And I won't fault them for that, but we live in an era now where, especially if it's a YouTube reviewer, that the whole purpose is to generate clicks and revenue, so they got to give the hottest of hot takes.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
All right, so what are we predicting here? I'm predicting 9 out of 10.
I think a 90 plus Metacritic score, 90, 91.
Okay. Fonz, what do you think, man?
I think it can go around 95 to 97, maybe.
Ooh.
I think
I would agree with you if it wasn't for the people that were trying to do the hot take reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's this thing you haven't heard of out there, Matthew, or maybe you have. It's called media bias.
Hey-o.
Like the boogeyman under your bed.
Jay Fonz, you had to bring up media bias, didn't you, man?
Oh, I'm sorry, but hey, I had to do it. Something has to be.
I thought it was Captain
No,
Neutral.
come
I
on.
can't believe in media bias if you're Captain Neutral.
Yeah.
My whole life is a lie now.
Man, but yeah, I think it's going to score really high. I think this game, I just feel good about it. There's something about it, man. Like this, it's the confidence Sony has in this game to push out reviews a week early. That to me, that's swagger right there. That's straight up like this is our game. You guys can review it early. We know it's hot. You guys are going to buy it. It doesn't matter. That a lot of companies won't do that.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, they flew all those influencers and game journalists out to play the game like super early. So people have been playing it for a while. They're super confident in the game. So, it's definitely going to be a smash hit for them. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man.
B, what score do you think it's going to get, B?
I think it's going to fall like 94, 95.
Damn.
Yep.
You guys are, wow. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, that's about my range.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Eric to say 27.
Yeah. I'm gonna
be sensationalist media.
I'm gonna give you my hot
garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna do a brap rant when God of War drops and be like, "This is God of garbage."
Yeah, do it. Do it. Roll.
I bet you I get like 2,000 views or something insane.
Yes.
You know,
Well, I got an insane amount of views for putting a title that says Xbox One sucks ? And then I proceeded to make a video on how well I liked the system. And people didn't even listen to what I was talking about, and they just said, "You suck. PlayStation sucks." I'm like, God, people don't even watch.
No, they don't. It's the video equivalent of people reading the article and then commenting.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's sad, but that's just what the ecosystem is now, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me just say something else too. The other thing that will happen, the flip side of this coin is if this game's Metacritic's like 80 something, then people are gonna say that's a failure.
OBJ said you might get swatted if you do that, Enrique.
Yeah, right. Today you never know. Yeah. Lord Kaibatsu says, "Already see it now. We wanted God of War, not Kindergarten Kratos."
Yeah, lots of people were saying that. Like, I'd play this game, but I can't stand that kid. It's like, you haven't even really seen the kid much. Like, what do you mean you can't stand him?
I love how people
haven't played the game yet. Like, how you critiquing the game? You haven't put your hands on it yet.
Yeah, I had one person tell me about Spider-Man. They said, "You know what? I'd pick it up. There's way too many QTEs." And I said, "What?"
Like, Jay, I've been to the future, okay?
I don't know if you guys follow Nibelian or whatever, but he's been putting up these GIFs of the combat system and how there was like a 30-second GIF, and the whole time he never touched the ground. He was just ping-ponging around people.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I took the jump mechanic from Kratos and put it in Spider-Man.
I saw and there was one where there's one Nibelian posted where Spider-Man is chasing like a moving vehicle, and like he does like this acrobatic move, flips over the vehicle, lands on the windshield. I mean, it's so fluid. It's insane.
He can do whatever a spider can.
Yes, pretty much.
Had to.
Yeah, I think that was out there for all the people who were just saying, "Oh, it's like an Arkham ripoff."
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, it's got Batman combat. It's got Batman combat. It's not a big deal." It's like, man, come on.
Hey,
I
guys,
picture a lot of these cats like Coyote and Roadrunner just sitting there pondering like the Acme boxes all around. How can I blow up the spot today?
But guys, isn't it funny like how all these people like say a game sucks and they haven't even played it? Like it just blows my mind. And the crazy part about it is that sometimes it's not like, I think sometimes we stereotype and think it's younger individuals that are doing this. But no, they're adults that are saying these things, and I could just I don't know. I just don't get it.
That's the funny part. I know we were touching on that earlier about, kind of being there through watching gaming grow from like infancy to where it is now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because you never quite know who you're talking to online. But a lot of times you get the impression that it's like somebody whose first console was a Wii that Nana bought them. But they're about to wax intellectual to you about the history of gaming. You're like, shut up. But then you could be talking to somebody who's older who should know better than to be spewing the dumb shit that they spew.
Yep.
So it's really like, and I know there's like the argument of, oh, it's all the old guys. No, it's all the millennials. It's like, dumb is dumb. Dumb has no age like limit on it.
No, because I've met a lot of young guys.
I'll mess the age limit.
I've met a lot of young people, period, that play games and that are very knowledgeable about old games, new games, everything. There's lots of guys out there that do that, but then there's those some that are just so, they just sit there and want to be so negative about everything, and you can never win with some people. You just can't. No, and I've just come to the realization just recently, and I've thought this way for a long time, but for some reason, this community, sometimes the gaming community, it sucks me into the BS at times. And I no longer want to be a part of that because I used to get sucked into it and, attack those that were attacking me. But, there's no point to it. It's just video games at the end of the day. And, if you put more positivity out there into the world, I feel that you'll get more back. And
Thank you.
I just don't want to deal with that.
There's a billion people out there that have built their brand on cynicism and hating on things. And you know what? sometimes it's okay to just like something and be excited for it.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
like I
good.
said, I'm just trying to like have people around me like, on my Twitter who like kind of felt like I was with my boys growing up. Because like for me, that's kind of why I came to Twitter, is because the people that I kind of grew up with, gaming with, a lot of them just kind of like moved out of it, don't really do it as much. So I don't really have like those personal friends that still like game. A couple of them are kind of coming back, you know. So, but you could sit, you know, with your boys and you could joke, you could goof on things, you can like tell each other that you're garbage, or you can talk about the companies and what you think they're doing good and what you think they could do better at. It's just hard to do that on Twitter sometimes because everybody takes everything so personal. You know, and it's like if I'm goofing on something, it's just right. You know, they have a stake in this.
Right.
You know,
They got stock options to think about.
yeah. And at the end of the day, I put it like this. You know, it's like the one thing that we all have in common with this is that we all put our dollars into it, right? So
Yeah, I put a lot of dollars into this.
Yeah. So whether you feel that an XYZ company can do no wrong and they're the bomb and everything's all good, then have at it. If you feel somebody should be doing better or you're not happy as a consumer, you should be able to voice that.
Yeah. I mean, no one's saying like don't ever have opinions that are negative. You can have legitimate issues with the game once you've played it.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
And you could always have, you know, that feeling that you may not like a game or something based on the type of game it is. If you don't like that genre,
if it's such a genre, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's fine because you know, somebody in the chat here was saying that, you know, positivity for the sake of it is not good. No, we're not saying just run around and say everything is roses. You know, if something is bad, point it out. I'm the first one to tell you, like, I'm so anti microtransaction and stuff, and I'm very like dead set on talking against things like that and anti consumer things within the gaming industry. And I'll continue to talk about that stuff and be negative about that stuff. But at the same time, I'm talking about more on you know, personal attacks and people getting mad over opinions and stuff. That sort of stuff needs to stop. You know, it's video games. Like, my opinion, if I say I don't like a certain game, guys, so be it. I don't like the game. What does that really affect your life? No.
Like, there's a difference between saying, you know what, that game is just not for me, and going, oh man, anyone who likes that game's a bitch.
Exactly.
Right. But you know what's funny with that, Matt, is like sometimes you don't say that, but you get lumped in with maybe somebody who did, and all you're saying is, oh, I'm just kind of having a discussion with other gamers about, you know, I'm not really feeling this, or I am feeling this. You know, but people kind of take you just saying, no, it's just not for me, I'm not feeling it, and having a discussion that may go on for a while, and people kind of go, just let it go, just move on. If you don't like it, it's like, so wait, my opinion on it, I'm not feeling it, we're having a talk about it, but that's enough. Like, stop, that's enough. Stop kicking them down.
You know what? I think the most recent example is Sea of Thieves.
Right.
Where, you know, the people that love it, love the hell out of it. And the people that played it but didn't like it, even if they give legitimate reasons, they're lumped into, like, suddenly you hate Xbox and everything, you're just a Sony fanboy. You know what? That's just, there's not just two sides of things. It turns out there are shades of gray. You can have various opinions. You can like Xbox and think solo play on Sea of Thieves isn't entirely engaging. Turns out that's not crazy.
Right. You know, it's just that as an example is kind of, it's just interesting because you kind of go, and I'm just using this as an example. People will say, man, you know, I'm seeing all these people hating on this game or whatever, the Sea of Thieves or whatever. It's like, man, Microsoft can't catch a break. And it's like, Microsoft makes billions of dollars. They're not a D student who got a C. You're still kind of riding them. You know, it's like, you don't have to be a defender or an apologist for Microsoft. You can say, you know, you can just agree to disagree, kind of say, okay, well, you know, I'm feeling it. Maybe one day you'll change your mind and we can play it, whatever. But it's like people get, there's the extreme of everything. People either take it too far because they hate what you're saying, or people like troll too far, and it's just next thing you know, it's all a mess.
I don't know. OBJ said he refuses to believe that some people love that game, Sea of Thieves. I don't know. I can't tell you, but I can tell you that I know that there's a lot of people I've met that truly like the game. And I don't talk badly about them.
Yeah.
Like it, you like it. I don't think it's a terrible game. I've played it. I think it's lacking content. I think it's a little boring for me, but I'm not going to hate on somebody for liking a game.
Hey,
like exactly like Kaibatsu just said, constructive criticism, not personal attacks. And it's like amazing how fast things can become a personal attack.
I just want to say something. I do raise eyebrows when someone says things like the Kraken wasn't finished, so it could evolve or change over time. And how boring would it be if the Kraken was completed out the gate in Sea of Thieves? I'm gonna I'm gonna question those kinds of comments though.
Well, that's damage control.
Yeah, that's just pure damage control, and that's the stuff
yeah.
that we see way too much because that's the other side of the line. That's the people who have the blinders on, have the rose tinted glasses on, and can't see any wrong. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can be critical of any product that you purchase. There's always some good and some bad that comes with everything. So you have to be able to recognize that and be able to call it out too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another game or something, because the Sea of Thieves talk has been done to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. I was just trying to.
Yeah, Matt.
You're never allowed any nuance. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, let's move on.
So let's talk about the true game of the generation.
The true game of
and the one everyone should be talking about, and that is, of course, Galgun 2. And the fact that no one has heard about it is hilarious because it is, of course, not that. I actually tried to drag John, Mr. Negative, to play that demo, and he took one look at it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." It's like House of the Dead, like an on-rail shooter, but it's done as like you're shooting anime schoolgirls.
Yeah, that's not the game of the generation.
What are you talking about? Game of the generation? 100%. No, it was hilarious. I was trying to get a video of him playing it so I could post it as essentially blackmail, and he was not feeling it at all.
Yeah, no. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's move on to Microsoft. Microsoft had their inside Xbox, I guess, episode 2, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And now I actually did not get a chance to watch this. I did, catch up on the recap, the article that they posted on Xbox.com. But did any of you guys get a chance to watch it live? Like I said, I didn't see it, so
I saw the Sam Fisher stuff.
Yeah, I watched it live. I watched the complete show just because I caught the highlights of the first show. So I figured I should give it a go. And I was hearing that Michael Ironside was going to be on there. I'm a big fan of Splinter Cell and Michael Ironside's work. So I definitely tuned in to watch the entire thing. Yeah.
Has anyone played the DLC on Ghost Recon with Sam Fisher? Because I think that came out on Tuesday, right? That came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually have no idea. I did not play it.
No, I haven't checked it out yet. I thought it was coming out on the. No, I think it came out today. Actually.
Oh, was it today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested to try that out. It's all. I think it's awesome that like Ubisoft figured out a way how to incorporate Sam Fisher into another game. I think that's actually really cool, and I'm so happy they brought back Michael Ironside.
I still think it's a precursor to Splinter Cell announcement at E3.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Ubisoft's one more thing at their presentation.
Yeah, and by virtue by one line he put in there, he said, "What did he say? B? He said, I am Sam Fisher. I never left."
Yeah, I never left.
I was like, I said, it's on. Splinter Cell coming back.
This is I've talked to a couple of people that know guys that have played the game and say that it is out there, it's ready, and they're wondering when is it going to drop. And so I think that the announcement for sure, this is 3, man. There's no doubt.
And you just hope they don't try to drop it this year in the crowded end of the year. I hope it's more of like an early next year release. Give it to me like February or March or something like that.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
But if it's ready, I want it, man. I want Splinter Cell.
Trust me, I definitely want it too. But I think, just because like Splinter Cell is definitely not the top tier of the Tom Clancy games, if you drop it out this year, it'll just get smothered by everything else.
I think if they dropped it in June or July, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Ubisoft likes to do their announcements, but they also need to have their hype period.
I guess you're being that E3 is in June.
Yeah. Like the problem is if they release September and onward,
Yeah.
you will get killed.
Yeah.
I think if they release in, you know what, March, because then they can release on the anniversary of Ghost Recon. Ubisoft's been having really good success with the early year stuff.
Yeah,
February and
yeah.
March has been very kind to them.
Oh, it absolutely has. Yeah, yeah. I selfishly, I would like it early, like I think, like Fawn said, like August, September. But I also don't want to see the game get killed, because we know Red Dead's going to be dropping, and some of the other big third party AAA games will be dropping too. So I'd like to see that game get a little bit of the limelight.
But I think that's why I'm kind of like with B. I think it should be like early next year.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. Yeah.
You could play it up all year long, through the rest of the year, and really drive some hype behind it. Because, like, I don't know if you guys saw that little short that they put out today with Sam Fisher talking about Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean? Kind of giving them the nod to Metal Gear Solid. So, you know what I mean? They're the only spy espionage game left, pretty much. You know what I mean? The stealth genre. So, you know what I mean? You gotta treat it right. You don't want to, have it get sandblasted by every other big game that's coming out the rest of the year. Definitely give it its own spotlight.
You anyone that goes up against Red Dead is just asking for failure.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Sam Tolman in Live Chat says, yet November remains empty. Bethesda's coming. I mean, yeah, I could see.
I think Starfield will come out this holiday.
Yep. I think that's a big. I think it's a big
Because
November game. First week in November.
That's what Bethesda's been doing. They'll announce a game at E3 and then it'll come out that holiday.
Sam's basically putting it out there like when you see bait fish scatter. There's like like nobody's messing with November for some reason.
Yeah, it's
no, like 100% though. Starfield will be this holiday. Like you can call me out on it. Like tell me after E3 if I'm right or wrong, but bank on it. It won't be Elder Scrolls. It won't be Fallout. It'll be their new IP, Starfield.
Yeah.
Or whatever they end up calling it. I don't know if they settle on that as a final name.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I could definitely see that coming, but I'm just excited to see Sam Fisher. Well, he hasn't gone anywhere, but just Michael Ironside back voicing Sam Fisher, because I thought, while I enjoyed the last Splinter, so I thought it was a really good game, I did miss Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside is like not having David Hayter as Solid Snake.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Weird. Also, did you see that call out to Metal Gear Solid?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Oh, it's great. They have a little line where Sam Fisher's talking about some other guy that used to wear a bandana all the time, and then the girl goes, and she goes, "Oh, he's retired," and Sam Fisher goes, "Oh, then I guess I'm the only one."
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. That made me happy.
Yeah, I tell you what, I want to see them bring back Spies vs. Mercenaries too.
Oh yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Well, especially in this age of games as a service, like that kind of multiplayer model is just perfect for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I agree. So, I didn't watch the Inside Xbox, but I thought there were some cool announcements that came out. We got some more enhanced. I like my enhancements, everyone. So, looks like Red Dead Redemption, Portal 2, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, Sonic Generations, Gears of War 2, and I'm missing one. Is it Darksiders?
Yeah,
Darksiders. Yeah, Darksiders. Getting enhanced, getting that love. So, what do you guys think about the enhanced list for the 360 backward compatible games?
Oh, it's amazing. Like I say what you will about Xbox, but Microsoft's handling of backwards compatibility has been great.
Yeah,
they're essentially giving you free remasters.
Yeah, I mean they definitely have lived up to their their end of the bargain when it comes to backwards compatibility. I think I think maybe, and I don't remember. I mean, I don't want to generalize. I feel like maybe there were some parts of the community that were a little suspect of whether or not Microsoft would really support this thing. But they have. I mean, for all intents and purposes, whether you like backwards compatibility or not, they definitely have supported it.
I understand some people that say, they don't look back. They like to move forward. That's fine. I get that. But, I think having the option there's nothing wrong with that, because there's many people out there like myself that hasn't played everything. And I will go back and play a game. It doesn't matter if it's old to me. I'll go back and play it if I've never played it. And it's funny because until last year, I had never played a game twice. Ever. Never played the same game twice. And then I played Red Dead Redemption for a second time. My favorite game. Played it for a second time, and I loved it all over again. And, now with this enhancement, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again for a third time. So I just think what they're doing is it's pro-consumer. I mean, it really is doing all this stuff. They don't have to, enhance all these games at all. And they're doing it for people, and people are playing them. They're actually downloading them and playing the game. So to me, there's nothing wrong with this. And again, there's nothing wrong with people saying they like to look forward. They don't care about backwards compat. But, for me, I like it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where I've kind of put out there on Twitter, and I said it may come off as hating. It's not really. I don't think it's hating at all. I kind of said no one should, BC is a good program. I'm all for game preservation. Nobody should really be mad that the program is there. I just think that sometimes it feels like it's in the forefront more because of sometimes the lack of other announcements that people are looking for.
Oh, most definitely. You hit it on the head. You're not lying when you say that. It does muddy the waters there. You putting out new exclusive content instead, putting out an enhanced 360 game or a library of them. It happens, and so you're right about that. But at the same time, you're doing it in a respectful way. At least you're not out there going, "Hi, you guys suck. You ain't got no new games."
Right.
No, B Money's out there doing that. I'm just kidding, B.
No, I might be one of those guys that Fonz talk about, in regards to not really caring too much about back and pat. But, like I've said many times, it's a great option for people who are going to use it. I've said many times that, I buy new consoles, buy new games at the end of the day. I want to play the new stuff. I want to play these big, exciting games that, I'm supposed to be looking forward to. And I've played a lot of games. My gamer history is definitely long, and I play a lot of everything. But you really won't find most gamers say. So a lot of stuff I really don't like to return to or go back to. I just look forward to new stuff, but it's great for everybody who uses it. I thought the Jade Empire announcement was great. That's something that I probably would actually buy and go back and play, because there's just not many games today that are like that, and that was definitely one of my favorite OG Xbox games. So,
nice.
There's some stuff that's those are great announcements, and stuff that I could return to, but definitely not something that I'm looking for. At the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think too, for those those people who are looking for that definitive Xbox One moment, like I think I said again on Twitter, with OG, you had Halo introduced, with 360, you had Gears introduced, and me personally, I just haven't felt like there's been that definitive Xbox One game moment where you went, yep, that's it, that's the one that makes me, whatever I'm at, I want to rock out and go pick up an Xbox One type of thing, right? So when you feel like, and this is me personally, people don't kill me, I'm saying, but when you're waiting for that and you keep seeing people going all nuts and apeshit over, back compatibility and this and that, I'm like, what that highlights to me is how great those past libraries were. And that, again, that's a great thing. Game preservation is great, to be able to go back. Like Jay was saying earlier, there are people, younger people who do respect the history of gaming and want to go back and experience some things, so that's a great thing to have. But again, when you have it up against, you're still waiting on something major to be delivered that makes you feel like you're being listened to, where, people have been listened to over getting their hardware, their services, and this and this and that. Sometimes it's like bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You
Yeah,
know, I got to give a shout out to OBJ in the chat. He, funny guy. He's trolling. He's saying that he feels like he bought a what is it, a 360 enhanced 360 or something. Or I lost his little thing there, but anyway,
it feels like he bought a more powerful 360.
yeah. And I get what he's trying to say there. But at the same time, when you fire up a game like Far Cry 5, I don't feel like I'm playing a 360 at all, man. That thing looks beautiful. Some of these games, these multiplats are incredible, man.
Mhm.
I'm playing Rise of the Tomb Raider right now because I haven't played it. And I'm playing in the high frames mode on the X, and I'm blown away by it. It's amazing looking.
No, and I'm playing The Witcher 3 right now on the X, and it's like I have no complaints in that regard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's well documented that the X is a beautiful machine. It's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Chicken, man, I'm not listening. Chicken, no, don't start that, man.
Yeah, I'm not listening to Chicken. He said the same thing last year.
If the thing of is there, we're gonna high five.
Thing is that, man? You was talking about last year, man.
Yeah, he said the same shit last
Still waiting,
year.
man.
Yeah.
Still waiting, Chicken.
Yeah, Chicken said the same thing last year. Remember Thangamangers E3? And I think E3 came and went. He was like, no Thangamangers. I think he was kind of like let down. But
actually, I want to highlight something Sam just said. Sam said he'd argue that Sea of Thieves has been that it moment for him, and that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly fine. And I think that's the great thing about gaming. What may be an it moment for one person may not be that for another. But yeah, I mean, that is what
definitely.
it is.
I mean, like when you think about just the history of Xbox, like Halo wasn't the it thing for everybody. You know what I mean? And neither was Gears.
What?
So
what?
You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true, Enrique.
I don't know about that, man.
For some people, Fable was that it thing, or for some people, Forza Horizon was that it thing. That's like, yo, you know what I mean? They're really doing their thing with that. So, you know what I mean? Everybody kind of has that one game that is like the standout. You know what I mean? That makes you feel like, yo, this is the reason why I'm here. This is why I turn this machine on. So, and everybody just kind of waiting. For some people, Sea of Thieves is that. For some people, it could be State of Decay or Crackdown 3. But, for others, we're still waiting.
Yeah. And conversely, it could be the same thing, like as far as like Sony goes. Like, I mean, where a lot of us feel like Last of Us was great, or God of War should be great, and different games like that. Some people are like, it doesn't move them.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people now saying like, I'll get a PS4 when Spider-Man comes out. You know what I mean? That could be the game that moves them.
Oh, but the one that's coming back around, shout out to Fame, The Order.
Yeah.
See, Fame out there talking about The Order.
The Order. Oh my goodness.
Hey, time's gonna tell on that one.
That's funny. No, what's interesting is that so I'm with you guys. I think backwards compatibility is a great thing for some people. Like if you like it, cool. It's a nice it's a nice value added feature. There's definitely some games I'll go back and play on BC. Red Dead, now that it's enhanced, I'll go back and play that because it's Red Dead, and it'd be great to see that game like The Witcher 2, which looks really good enhanced. I definitely, if anyone hasn't played Panzer Dragoon Orta, you guys definitely need to play that game. But then this like BC also kind of takes me to a place with Microsoft where I get a little frustrated because it reminds me of the days when they were actually, so in my opinion, aggressive and really trying to put out new content. And so part of me feels like, and this is just my opinion, I said this the other day, I said this last night, I wasn't overly excited about BC because I'd like to see them focus on new IPs, and like new AAA IPs, taking advantage of the power of the X. From a first party perspective, because we know first party games tend to look the best on their home consoles. And Sam says Sea of Thieves is a new IP in a huge risk. I guess I don't know, maybe. But I just I'd like to see a little bit more from them. And I don't think there's anything wrong. I've heard people say, oh, well, you shouldn't complain, or if you're not happy with your console, sell it. I also don't subscribe to that. I think it's okay to demand better. I'll say this much. I've enjoyed my Xbox One X. I've enjoyed some of those third-party games. And you and I have talked about this. When I had my PS4, I was playing mostly multiplats because that's where the best multiplats were. Now I'm doing that on the X, and but I'll say this. The best gaming experiences I've had this console generation have not been on the Xbox platform. They've been on the PS4. And I'll point to games like Horizon Zero Dawn. I'll point to games like Bloodborne, which by the way, I'm moving along in Bloodborne. No, nothing.
I'm sorry, man. I was looking at something.
Come on, E.
Irrelevant said I was,
Man.
no, Irrelevant said I was echoing, so I'm trying to understand why.
No, he's probably just trolling you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I
said the other day. I said, man, you're like all into Bloodborne.
Yeah. So I mean,
only took 4 years for us to get to it.
Exactly.
Hey. At least I got there. Yeah, it did take a long time. 3 years to be exact.
Well, it took them to make it free.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my opinion, my 2 cents. I come from I think Jay, like you touched upon this. Like a lot of us grew up gaming and experienced a lot of different things that most of the people that we probably interact with didn't. You know, they weren't around when Microsoft was putting out as chicken spaghetti says thing.
I didn't want to sound like I was being pretentious or
no.
It's like, all uppity and I'm turning my nose up to the young folks, but it's just that, man, when we grew up and we were playing games like Zaxxon, for instance,
yeah,
and then you play you go to a game like God of War now. It blows my mind with every generation.
It does.
We've seen the leaps and bounds that these developers have brought to us with these consoles and these games, and it just amazes me. And I think sometimes we as gamers forget that. We forget where we came from. We forget that, that there is strides, there is leaps in this industry. And, we take it for granted. We don't give them all the credit that they do deserve at the end of the day. Do we have lazy developers? Yes, it's evident. Do we have greedy developers? Yes, it's evident. But we also have very good developers out there that are trying, that are doing their best. And I think that, we just have to be more, we honestly have to be more positive. I know that sounds cliche, but we do. I mean, it's always negative. And but focus that at the right areas. Stop with, nitpicking. I think we do a lot of nitpicking now.
Yeah. You know what it is, Jay, too? I think because things have moved so rapidly versus, how things used to go. So you had a moment to kind of stop and respect it and really take it all in. But now it's like every time you turn around, there's like a new advancement, right? So it definitely has breed, a spoiled consumer. Everything needs to be like right now, and perfect as soon as it hits the gate and this and that, Yeah. So, but at the same time, sometimes you do have to hold like some feet to the fire, or you will get bullshit.
Especially when you pay $500 for a console, and there's nothing wrong with wanting the best on that console, especially when that company has shown you in the past that they can deliver the best. And
and that's true. That's true. But I do think, like Jay's saying, though, there are other things in there, that you can give props on.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I'm saying like the third party stuff is great. I don't think anyone would deny that. I mean, Far Cry 5 is the most recent example of that. But at the same time, I mean, for me personally, and I'm just basing this on my experience, I've had those experiences on the Xbox platform where I was like, wow, this is one of the best games that I've played this console gen. I haven't had that on that platform this gen.
Mm-hmm. And that's, like I said, that's where, like for me, like I said, I feel like so many other things have been answered. That's still the thing that I'm waiting on. That's the thing I've become accustomed to.
I don't think I've got that like wow feeling this gen yet by a game like that where I just sit back and I'm blown away. Like
yeah. I mean, I've gotten that from Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, from Mario Odyssey, from now recently Bloodborne. I mean, I can't get enough of Bloodborne. It's such a good game.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. There's fantastic games, but I'm just saying there hasn't been that one game yet this gen that just the story just really captivated me and just blew me away to where it really stuck with me or resonated with me at all. Like last gen, honestly, The Last of Us is the one that really stuck with me. After I played that game, I was blown away, and I still think about that game sometimes, and I'm like, wow, what a fantastic story, what a fantastic game.
Yeah, I think there are some games that have kind of like stuck out to me. You know, not all of them have been like, you know, big AAAs or whatever, but I think like Hellblade was definitely a moment.
Yeah, Hellblade for
That
sure.
stuck out to me. Actually, Ori was a moment. We actually just went over this on the gaming perspective on Saturday. So there's a couple, but I understand what you're saying too, Jay. It's like, you know, when you saw, and yeah, I'll use this as an example. When you saw like Gears of War introduced for the first time on 360, you just kind of sat there like, you know, I don't know where I'm gonna get the dough, but it's about to go down.
Yeah, I gotta have that.
You know what I'm
my
saying?
life.
Yeah, you know, so, and again, that may also fall under the umbrella. Like, we were in a point then where it was impressive. We were moving into HD gaming, like in a big way. We were in a major leap in generation, and you know, we may just be missing some of that now.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
Oh my God, Chicken Spaghetti's out of control, man. He just posted something on Twitter.
Who's Chicken Spaghetti?
He's in the live chat right now. I'll have to show you guys. What's going on? Ooh, looks like did the feed just die?
It did for a moment there, yeah.
Yeah, mine's still down. Yeah, can you guys see the live feed okay?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it pulled up. It's fine for me.
God damn YouTube. We have to switch to something else, guys. Oh, there's Matt. I see Matt. So, and yeah, that's just my 2 cents, you know. I think it's important to have these conversations to show people that we can all have conversations and you know, a little civil discord. There's nothing wrong with that. It's healthy.
These are gamer talks. There's no right or wrong. The only time it's wrong is when someone becomes personal and like starts going on attack.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when Matt attacks me for saying that you know, Halo's the king of shooters. You know, he gets personal sometimes.
Wait, this Matt or a different Matt?
No, you Matt. This Matt. I'm just joking, man.
I was gonna say, man, I do not hold strong feelings towards Halo.
Oh, okay.
It is a game I grew up with and played with my friends a lot, but it was always their game that I just played with them.
Uh-huh.
Halo is a game I enjoy, but it's never one that I will say I love.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Matt comes to the room, he's like, Halo again? Really?
Yeah.
Mario Party 4.
Yeah.
What can I say on the next, like on Halo 6?
Guys, why are we
go to a Halo?
Again?
Halo 6 is going to happen.
No, I'm saying, can we go to a Halo?
Yeah.
In Halo 6?
I think so.
Yeah. We haven't been to one in like 2 games, I think. So.
Has it been 2 games since we've been to a Halo?
It has been, because 4 and 5 didn't have one.
Yes, let's go back to a Halo.
It's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going down.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have Master Chief battle Cortana somehow.
That could be. We could do that, man. We could have like some fun bets around.
Battle to the death.
Like Jay can put out a bet there. You know, will any mechanics change in Gears?
Maybe they'll let you. Well, they let you jump over those boxes. I don't know. They add a jump button.
Yeah, we'll get jetpacks.
They're gonna be like all new DBs.
Oh man,
DBs for you to fight.
No more DBs, please.
Just take horde mode out of campaign, please.
Yeah, man, get rid of that too.
Horde mode was like cool in Halo 1 when you first saw it. You know, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. After a while, you're just like, I don't want this anymore. You know, it's not one of those mechanics I like.
Jetpacks.
Sam's yelling at us in the chat about Halo Wars 2.
Sam just called us a bunch of schmucks for not playing Halo Wars 2.
Well, maybe if Halo Wars 2 was a good game, Sam.
Oh,
what did you say, Matt? You said
I actually quite enjoyed it, but it wasn't. No, anyone that was expecting Halo Wars 2 to be the savior of the Xbox that year, you're a fool.
Yeah,
It's an RTS.
Decent game, but
it's
it
an
wasn't.
RTS.
It wasn't what Halo fans wanted.
Well, since when did RTSs become a big console draw? You
That's
know?
the thing. It never will be.
Yeah, it
Unless
never
it's
will be.
XCOM, and that's not an RTS. That's just a strategy game.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Different.
It'll
Yeah.
be. It's always fun to have a competent RTS on a console, but it's never going to be the place to play them.
Empires.
I have it to play. I still have it to play. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll get to it. I have Game Pass. I'll get to it at some point. You know, I'll check it out. So, what else?
But what I hear most from that one though is people talk about the cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscenes are really good.
Yeah.
Wait, Halo Wars 2 is on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. And I
Yeah,
have
dude.
Game Pass. I've had Game Pass forever. I just never looked at it, I guess. I've never seen it.
Yeah. Hey guys, real quick, I want to talk about the other backwards compatible games real quick.
Yeah.
So let's see. Blink's a Time Sweeper. I actually played that when it launched.
Man, I hated that game.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game. That was
not a good-
Artoon.
It was not a good game, man.
Yeah, I remember they hyped that game up so much too.
Yeah. I bought into the hype.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, oh yeah, Artoon, cool. You know, blah blah blah. People behind Sonic. Was it people behind Sonic that also did Blink's the Time Sweeper? Was that kind of the selling point for that game? I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Let's see. Breakdown. Never played that. Conquer Live and Reloaded. I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The
Jade
Elder.
Empire, son.
Yep, Jade Empire's there. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
The Elder Scrolls 3 at that time, when that game came out on the Xbox console, the OG Xbox,
Oh man.
it was considered like a feat, like this technological feat that couldn't have been done on any other. Well, at the time, it couldn't have been done on any other console, but it was an amazing game. It was huge. I probably spent well over 100 hours. I bought the strategy guide. The strategy guide was like a fucking encyclopedia. And it was like a $30 strategy guide, like in 2002. It was insane. But I spent hours and I would go to sleep and wake up thinking about like Elder Scrolls. It was insane.
Like I'm reading.
Yeah, my
Kids to read.
Mike's girlfriend would come over and I'd be reading the strategy guide. She'd get up and leave. That relationship.
You
that
remember in that game, there was this levitation spell. And I remember there was like a glitch where you can have unlimited levitation and just fly across the map and go anywhere you wanted to. It was, I remember doing that. That game I spent hours and hours in that game playing that thing. Great game, man. Fantastic. I might go back and just dabble in it and see what it looks like enhanced, just mess around with it a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a phenomenal game. It got a lot of props for the Xbox back in the days.
Dude, I'm happy. Honestly, man, I am happy that Panzer Dragoon is in there because that's about the
Yeah.
pretty much the only way I'm going to get a Panzer Dragoon again.
Anyone who owns an Xbox should go and play Panzer Dragoon Orta because
and then be very sad about the fact that Sega lost the source code to Panzer Dragoon Saga, and we will never get that RPG back.
It's in the ether, huh?
Never happening.
That's so sad.
Yeah, go play Panzer Dragoon on hardcore.
And then go play Crimson Dragon on Xbox One and wonder what
You
happened.
cry.
Beat your head on the
No.
wall or
Oh
something.
man, no lie. Crimson Dragon and Sunset Overdrive were the reasons I originally bought an Xbox One. And thank God Sunset Overdrive was
I was going to
amazing.
say, yeah, one good reason at least that showed up.
Dragon made me so sad.
Yeah, I have Crimson Dragon, and I tried, and I was like, it wants to be Panzer Dragoon, but it's just not. Yeah.
And see, this is another case of this game was exclusive to the Xbox console, and and I'll never forget when it was announced exclusive, people lost their minds.
Yeah.
Like no one could believe that.
Sega went all in on the original Xbox. I mean, Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi.
Oh my God, Crazy
Panzer
Taxi,
Dragoon, Gun Valkyrie.
Gun
and all
Valkyrie,
those
yeah.
games. Sega was just like, hey, remember when PlayStation killed the Dreamcast? Fuck them.
Yeah.
We're going all in on the Xbox. I thought that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Set is such a great game. I don't think they can. I think people have asked for that remaster. or that remaster, but backwards compatibility. I don't know if this is true. I heard someone say it had something to do with the soundtrack.
Oh, that's any game that had a heavy licensed soundtrack. It's become an issue. That was
Yeah.
always the big problem with the Grand Theft Auto games.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing them into HD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, what other games on that list?
Yeah, 'cause the Crazy Taxi in that was in Xbox Live Arcade. It's not the same soundtrack, right?
No.
Yeah, 'cause you
it's
can tell
not.
immediately. Like you put it on, you're like, yeah, the magic is not there.
Yeah, like that one Offspring song that everyone associates with Crazy Taxi.
Yeah,
Out there.
right.
Yeah. All right. Some other games. Destroy All Humans, Full Spectrum Warrior, Mercenaries, Playground Destruction, MX Unleashed, Panzer Elite Action, Fields of Glory, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith
Yeah, I hate
Lords.
with
That's
that
a good
Star
game.
Wars hammer.
Was that Obsidian that made Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2? Or did that make that up?
Obsidian made Knights of the Old Republic 2, and then they also made Fallout New Vegas. They love making follow-ups to existing RPGs.
Gotcha. Okay. Star Wars Republic Commando. I actually did play. That was actually pretty good. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
And irrelevant, yes, Panzer Dragoon over Morrowind. So
Oh, that's kind of close for me, man. I don't know.
I'll say it. I agree.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority and not enjoying Elder Scrolls games, especially
No, you're
since
not.
I enjoy
I don't
Fallout.
enjoy
See?
those games either.
Eco signs.
Yeah, wait, Matt, you don't like that hacking motion of the combat system?
Look, all I remember about Morrowind, I remember playing for about 20 hours on Xbox when I first got it. It was
Mhm.
during Katrina, and it was just me and my video games. And I just remember going like, man, I cannot wait to play something else.
even being a captive from a storm, he's like, nah. I'll just look at the trees go sideways out the window.
I did 1,000 out of 1,000 Oblivion, but it was just much more streamlined than Morrowind. And it was literally because I had no other options at the launch of the 360.
Mhm.
But man, Skyrim put me to sleep. I would wake up and I was just wandering out in the open. And I struggled to realize why I kept loving this game, and I didn't want to hate on it because you know what, you love it, that's great. And I would keep trying to play it. And I played it on 360. I played it on PS3. I played it on PC. I bought the remake on the PS4, hoping at one point it would click. But the only thing it did was trigger, like kill my insomnia every time.
Matt's
If
The only thing it did was deduct some money from your bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
To RPGs that I crave, the games that like give me a story to like work towards, and not just there's a story. I guess go find it.
Well, if you play a game for 20 hours, it hasn't clicked with you yet, it's not going to click with you.
Right.
Yeah, and that's when I stopped. I never beat Morrowind. I beat Oblivion.
No, I never beat Oblivion. And then when I saw Skyrim, I was like, I can go swing a butter knife in real life.
Oh shit!
That's weird, man.
Daggerfall,
Wait.
Oblivion are the only ones I beat.
Look, the combat. Okay, the combat is not the strong point of that game. It's
Talking about a game being garbage.
It's
All
the
the Elder Scrolls games is garbage.
it's the exploration, the crafting, and all those things.
It is.
Again, I can go hiking with a butter knife and
Whatever.
and get the same frames per second, the same.
Yeah. But, there's so much more to I love Elder Scrolls games, so I guess I'm in the minority here on this podcast.
No, Jay, we're in the minority because we know everybody in the world is like, I can't stand all these remasters of generation, and they're like, hey, Skyrim's coming back remaster. Oh my God, it's the best.
You know what? I was not hype on the remaster for Skyrim, though. I played through it, and once was enough. But it was a great game. But a lot of these remasters, I don't see a reason to remaster some of them.
What are you talking about? Are you not a fan of Legend of K? The remake? Like, excuse me, sir. Can you call yourself a gamer?
Oh man, that one is on the level of Skyrim. It keeps surviving like generations at this point.
Well,
Legend of K is back again.
Matt, that's a great pull, by the way, man.
Oh man.
I may or may not have that somewhere in.
You
I have it on PS2, but then at no point did I ever go. You know what this game needed? A remaster.
Hey, real quick, guys. I just fired up Red Dead Redemption. It looks good.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it run. I mean, I can just tell like it runs so smooth and everything is just so polished right now.
Speaking
Like-
of games that don't need remasters or enhancements, why don't you fire up Blinks the Time Sweeper and let us
Look, first of all, the fact that Blinks the Time Sweeper did not get a remaster, but Voodoo Vince did,
Oh my.
okay, is a
How is-
crime against humanity.
How does that happen? Like, how does Voodoo Vince get a remaster?
Phil Spencer is a personal fan of your game.
yeah.
Okay.
That's all that was.
Well, Phil
I
should
just
have.
remember. I remember back in the day when the PS2, Xbox, GameCube console wars were at their highest, and Blinks the Time Sweeper came out, and people were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Because Nintendo had Mario, and PlayStation had the trilogy of Ratchet, Sly, and Jack. But
Right.
Xbox tried to give people Blinks the Time Sweeper.
But you got to remember something, Matt. At the time, like they were trying to find their mascot.
They
They were trying to find the platform.
Before they
they're-
fully realized that Master Chief just was their mascot and accept and encourage that. They were trying to get their like cuddly platformer mascot.
Yeah.
We had Voodoo Vince, we had Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Who else
There
did
was
we
a
have?
couple more Xbox.
Did we have a couple other ones?
They did. There was more. I'm trying to remember.
Wasn't it like Quincy Cockroach or something?
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
I remember that
Here
time.
we go. You ready? I remember because they had. I remember the big news was when they got the exclusives to the Oddworld games.
Yes, when they have Munch's Odyssey.
Yep, that was a big one for.
That was a big one.
Hold on.
That was a launch
The
game
problem was
too.
most of
Yeah.
their platformers did end up being exclusive. Oh wait, who can
Psych-
forget Rare's
Psychonauts.
first game for the original Xbox before Conquer? We had Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies. That was.
Yeah.
I like that. I actually enjoyed that game.
Then there was two Blinks games. I'm looking it up right now. The rest of them were all multi-platform stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like,
they
shitty
tried hard.
platformers of that generation, like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger and Tack, and hold on, where are these other ones? Malice and
Malice, yes.
Torque. Oh man,
I remember Malice. Yeah, Jay, what were you gonna say, man?
Cameo as well.
Yeah.
That was rare. Yeah, Cameo was
Yeah.
3D.
Cameo, and Rare had two launch titles because they also brought us Perfect Dark
Perfect
Zero.
Dark. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed
I was-
Cameo at that time.
Yeah, I did too.
I really
Guys,
thought Cameo was
guys.
the kind of game that had a above average launch title, but deserved a sequel to really expand on it, and they never got it.
Guys,
Yeah.
I just want to say something real quick. This game runs butter smooth. No, I'm not talking about Blinks. I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Colt was telling me about it yesterday. I told him I'm not going to download it because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up playing through it again
Dude,
and putting this
download
in the
it.
other game. No, I'm going to play through Rise of the Tomb Raider first. I'm going to beat this game before I get to that.
Jay,
Do it.
By that time, I'm going to have God of War. So I'm going to put it on the back burner.
yeah.
I know it
Yeah.
looks incredible. But yeah, Blinks, they really tried hard to make that a cuddly mascot for the brand. I remember that. They were really pushing that game hard. And that's why the hype was real for that game.
It was. I remember. Yeah.
And I was like, what did I just pay for? I was so mad. And, and that was around the time they started not taking returns on games and stuff everywhere. Because some places would still do it, but not then. Not for Blinks. They said, nope, you're going to own that shit. It's your fault.
Somebody
Somebody hot sucker. We got your ass.
Hey, Don Julio in the live chat wants to know who made Time Sweepers. You guys remember Time Sweepers?
I do.
Who was that? Was that
Time Sweepers was on everything. The first one
It was
was
multi-plat.
PS2 only, and then 2 and 3 were on all three.
Who was the developer though? It's like at the
That
tip
was
of my tongue.
they made that PS3 exclusive Haze.
Who was that?
Garbage. I'm pulling it up right now. Radical Design. Free Radical. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the rumors of Time Splitters 4 that never happened.
You remember when when QTEs became a big like genre, you know, during a certain part of gaming in the 90s, we were getting a lot of QTE games.
That was all because of God of War.
No, I mean it was just like straight QTEs. There was like games that were coming out that basically the whole thing was QTEs.
Oh,
Just-
you mean the David Cage genre?
There was just so
Heavy
many.
Rain.
There was there was
Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy, yeah.
Yeah.
Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah, I just remember a time where we were just getting bombarded with QTE games. I'm like, what is this? You know, and I never cared for them.
You guys got me thinking about like games like during the PS2 OG Xbox days. God, I really want to see another Tenchu.
Man, that'd be
Like,
nice.
just give one.
Yeah, Tenchu, man,
Mm-hmm.
that brings back what PS2 memories.
PS2, yeah. Yeah, Tenchu was good.
Microsoft missed out on a good mascot opportunity. The lizard dude from Brute Force.
Clown, man.
We laughed. The original Xbox had so many brand new IPs that they tried
Yeah,
and
man.
never touched again.
But I
Like,
loved it though. Brute Force?
Sudeki? Did anyone ever play Sudeki?
No, I never played Sudeki.
Oh, so that was a fun ass. It was like Fable style, but 4-player co-op.
No, I never played that. I did get Brute Force day one, but it wasn't Xbox Live enabled.
I bought Brute Force as well, and I'm in the minority. I actually liked it. I thought it was okay, you know, for the time period and everything. I thought it was a decent game, and then I hear people just when I say that they just say, "Nah, it was terrible. They should never make another one again." And I was like, "Okay, all right, I'll shut up and sit in the corner."
No, they should make another one.
Nah, they're never going to do it because Phil Spencer hates that game. Apparently,
He hates Brute Force?
Yeah.
That's because he's garbage at it.
because I asked him personally. I even brought that up when I talked to him. I was like, "Hey, what about Brute Force?" And he was like, "No."
Stop throwing his weight around, man. You bring Voodoo Vince back, but
Yeah, exactly.
no, Brute Force.
No, you're not going to get Voodoo Vince. Yeah, he's like no to Brute Force, but yes to Voodoo Vince. And what was the other game they released with original assets?
Oh, you talking about Phantom Dust?
Yeah, Phantom Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
We got Batsu throwing smoke on Bloodborne in the chat, man.
Okay, hey, Kabatsu, easy there. don't throw shade at Bloodborne, man. That's a good game. Hey, you know what? It takes skills, Kabatsu.
Hey, Bloodborne's a good game. Why is he? Come on.
They didn't like my Skyrim butter knife comment.
Yeah. Hey, don't start.
No, Kai told me he's gonna get at me about my Sea of Thieves.
Don't. What was your Sea of Thieves? Oh, you're talking about the Black Flag,
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah.
I'm sorry that it's a better pirate game.
No, I agree. It's a better pirate game than Sea of Thieves, but you know.
It's all love, guy. You know that bit.
Hey, don't start a console wars with the Iron Lords, man.
Nah.
I will never buy another Assassin's Creed game again. I am done with the franchise. Never. It's a wrap, man. They
because you were like really high on Origin, and it just like bottomed out for you, right?
It's like, you know, it's beautiful. Origins is one of the most stunning looking games.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
I was blown away, and I was liking it at first. I was like, yeah, this is cool. After about 20 hours plus in, I'm like, I'm doing the same fucking mission every time. I'm doing the same thing. I'm picking up a dude, walking him out of and he said, "Thank you," and he walks away. I'm like, why did I carry you all the way out here if you can walk?
Yo, that's the same reason I put it down. Same reason.
Yeah, and then at the very end, I'm not going to give it away, but you know the people that have played through it, what happens at the very end? It just gets tedious and just stupid, and I will never pick up another Assassin's Creed game again. They lost me for good.
Oh, but Origins is so good.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That singer, you played Ashen?
I did play it at PAX East.
Is it good?
That singer saying in the chat that Ashen versus Bloodborne, Ashen wins.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
See, Matt has had hands on.
Matt's had hands on, so I'm going to go with
However,
Matt.
I will say that Ashen's drop-in, drop-out co-op mechanics put the Souls games to shame because it should never be a chore to play with a friend.
Right.
But Ashen's method of just like, boop, here I am, was amazing.
That's awesome. That's good.
Ashen is one of like my most anticipated games.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So that the last night,
demo, I don't hold its jankiness against it,
right?
but man, it was fun.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
Ashen was one of 3 indie games at the Xbox booth. They only had 3 that they were showcasing. The rest of their booth was all about Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. But they had Ashen, they had Below, which
How's
has
Below?
finally been revealed. Below is fun. Below is like 2D Dark Souls, like 2D isometric Dark Souls.
Word.
And then the one that surprised me, that made me the happiest, was a War Groove, which is that game that's like a spiritual successor to the Nintendo Advance Wars games. I don't know if you've seen those yet. That game looks amazing.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh man, missing out. Go look it up. War Groove. It'll blow your mind.
Anybody seen anything from the last night?
Last night? Oh no, that was not there. I don't think we'll see that again until E3.
Guys, can I just say something? I just want to interject real quick. This game looks really good. I mean, Red Dead. I mean, seriously. I mean, all joking aside. I mean, I'm just on my horse right now, just like galloping around and looking at the scenery here and the lighting and everything. And it is. Is this locked 60 frames? Is that? Do we know that?
Is it even 60?
I mean, is it 60?
That doesn't run at 60.
I think it's only 30, dude.
I don't know. This game is running much smoother than
What the horse controls like
before the enhancement. You know, with horse controls. I mean, let's see. I'm hitting the A button. He's running fast. He's running and he's running. All right, he's getting tired now.
Perfected horse control.
No, man. Yeah, we talked about that, Jay. It's like in the history of games, horse controls seem to be.
They can't get it right.
Yeah,
they can't get it right. Yeah.
Roach isn't that bad, but Roach just gets stuck and stuff. Like
Roach ends up on rooftops
in a tree somewhere, man.
Yeah.
What the hell? Roach, what the hell you doing, man? Bring your ass on.
Or he's up on on rooftops and stuff. You're like, whoa,
Yeah, man.
how'd you get up there?
Roach is
all I know, besides God of War, we do have a fantastic game. I think it's going to be fantastic. We got State of Decay 2 coming out soon, and
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
look, I put a lot of hours into the first one, and if you have, you know how bad that game ran. Okay, the frame rates were horrendous. Put so much time into that game because I liked the mechanics. I liked the gameplay. It was fun to me. And this one is just more of the same, but adding co-op, and of course running a lot better on the Unreal Engine now. Man, it looks fantastic. I can't wait.
No, I can't wait too, man.
Yeah, you know,
I think it's gonna be
like,
a lot of fun with people. I think that's gonna be the other thing too. Like you said, the co-op. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I never got around to the first State of Decay. Like I said, I can't really remember the reason. I don't know if it was just at the time zombie fatigue or just having like other games I was like on at the time. But the State of Decay 2 looks really good.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of people really pushing this game. I'm confident that it's going to come out and it's going to get good scores. And come on, like it's a multiplayer game now. You're going to be able to play with your friends. That's the big hype behind it. I think it's going to do really well, and it being on Game Pass, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do huge numbers.
And we got the Iron Lord's endorsement.
Yeah, they was hanging out with Undead Labs.
Yeah, they were. I saw that.
So, yeah, shouts to those guys. They definitely had some great things to say about the game.
By the way, I did enjoy. I got to give a big shout out to Lord Cognito and Lord King. They really had some cool footage at PAX East. I think they did a really good job at providing some coverage and showing some of the games and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. So I like.
By the way, real quick, I got to go, guys, because I got to get ready for work. I got to get out of here.
Oh, no
I
worries,
just
man.
realized, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Damn.
It was fun. I appreciate it. Was fun to meet you, Matt. Good to meet you. And as always, Eric, B Money, Enrique, very much for the.
I will see you on the internets.
Yes, we'll see you there too. And thanks to the chat for hanging out with us. You can
always good to talk to you, Jay.
Jay Fonzarelli on everything. Jay Fonzarelli. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Team, I want to give a shout out to TSP, Saltiest Podcast, tomorrow night. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Saltiest Gaming YouTube channel. So catch us there, guys.
Oh, and Jay, shout out for that Tribe Called Quest poll that you put on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Tribe. The
yeah,
best.
man.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
All right, Jay. Great having you on, man. All right.
I'll probably have to be following suit shortly, just because it is 11.
Me too. It's funny. Jay, and I get the chance to mention this to him, but when I was playing Assassin's Creed, he's like, "Oh man, it's terrible," and I'm like, "No, I like it, man. I don't think the missions are terrible." And then I got to those missions that he was talking about, where like the guy was like, like I don't know, injured, almost in like dying, and you pick him up and you walk him, and next thing you know, he's fine. He's walking away. He's like, "Thank you." So it was like this wasn't even exaggeration, man. It was literally like that.
So it's really like, so you guys were done. So
yeah,
you put it down, Enrique, you put it down.
Let me tell you something. It is a beautiful, stunning looking game. But those side missions are just nothing but fetch quests, and they ruined it for me.
Yeah, I think once they introduce, I love the RPG elements, but
you
get to a point where the game just starts to become a grind fest because you aren't a high enough level to compete with the guys that you're going up against. So you're just constantly getting slaughtered. So you have to do all these mindless side quests to level up. And once I got to that point, I was just like, all right, I'm done. I'm moving on to something else.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad you guys are putting that out there because it was in my backlog, but I don't need to waste my time on things that are going to frustrate me. I have too much stuff to play. So
yeah, pretty much.
I'll just finish Syndicate because I was loving Syndicate and keep it at that.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed Syndicate a lot better than I did.
And here's the thing, like if it was, we've talked about this before too, if it was like a game that was like 15 hours, then I'd be like, all right, I could probably still rock through it and figure it out. But we're talking about like lots of hours, and a lot of these games we have are tons of hours. So it's just you don't have time to like rock around, messing around with something that's going to frustrate you.
I do.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, let's go ahead and wrap up. I know many of us had to get to work early tomorrow morning. So a big shout out to Jay Fonzarelli who joined us this evening, and Matt, man, it's been a while, man. Great having you back on.
I always appreciate when you bring me on. You guys are good peeps.
Thank you, man. No, we appreciate it, man. We love having you on, and appreciate your gaming knowledge and mad props to Saki too.
I wish. Thank you. I wish I could give you guys some secret industry insights, but I got nothing this time.
Oh, that's okay. We can do that when we go offline.
Go buy Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I like Blaze Blue.
I'm definitely going to check out that.
Actually, Enrique, you need to send me the official, I guess, email that you guys use.
Okay.
Yeah, I can put you on our press list.
Oh, okay, cool.
Get you guys codes and junk if you review.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I appreciate that.
That's what we do.
Yeah, no, I'll send that over to you, man. Awesome, man.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
likewise, man. Likewise. And E, I hope your neighborhood's safe, man. Sounds like there was like some kind of situation going on. So hopefully everything's
everything's all good. It was probably like my neighbor's kid messing with the car.
Yeah. There's principalities in this, Smokey.
No, that little punk, man, he comes over, he rings the doorbell and runs.
He knocks
I'm
him.
like, I'm like, you're doing that. You trolling me like that.
There's someone actually, you gotta chase him with a belt, man.
like in Friday, like I'm getting these cans over.
Yeah. Exactly what you gotta do. So
he's like 2 years old, man. So he's like,
shit. If he's what did Bernie Mac say? If you're old enough to talk back, you're old enough to get fucked up. Exactly.
I got permission to hit him in the throat and the throat and the stomach.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. B Money, man. Always a pleasure, man.
Oh, I'm here every Wednesday, man.
All right. Yeah, big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us. Great seeing some of the regulars. great seeing some of the folks from the Iron Lords, Kai Batsu and Lord Cognito. We had Sam in the house from Tick. So
speaking of my man Sam, man, he put in that work. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody on the website, ticgn.com, man. Go check everybody out over there. You know what I mean? Definitely put in the work over there. Appreciate everything those guys are doing. Appreciate the Iron Lords and the work they put in at PAX East. So definitely go check them out and support those guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they definitely put out some good work. I even, Sam actually put out a really good, his review of Sea of Thieves was actually really good. I thought it was one of the better reviews that I read out there. I thought it was very honest, straight to the point. So definitely check those guys out. So we'll be back next week, same time, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be talking about some. Well, we won't be talking about God of War because they won't be out yet. But who knows? Maybe I can get my hands on a review code. Maybe. I hope. I don't know. So on that note, we'll catch you guys next week, and everyone enjoy the rest of the week. And if you own an Xbox One X, definitely check out Red Dead Redemption because it looks really good. So on that note, and Blinks the Time Cat.
Oh, always.
Yeah, definitely check out Blinks. All right, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Oh man.